Hey everybody, I'm Lily Michelle, and today I will be doing the reading habits tag. This tag was created in 2012, according to the source, by the Book Jazz. Apparently the video has been removed, but the tag is still circulating. The first question is, do I have a certain place at home for reading? The answer is no. The answer is the floor. The answer is I walk while I read because it helps me focus, especially if it's a very tense part. I have to get up and I have to pace as I read, and I understand the layout of my house so well that I will go to my parents' room, and then I will walk out of my parents' room, and then I will walk to the front door, and then I will walk around the couch, and then into the kitchen, all the way down to the kitchen, all the way back and to the door and to my parents' room, and back out to the door again, to the couch area, to the kitchen, to the door, to my parents' room. Otherwise, I just, wherever works. I sometimes try outside, but I don't like reading outside because the brightness on the pages just bothers me. Question number 2 is bookmark or random piece of paper. Gee guys, I'm really not quite sure about that. I have no idea about that. Like a friend made this for me. Isn't it so cute? Yeah, no, I collect bookmarks. I love bookmarks. I am 100% a bookmark person. Let me all those back, and that's not even all of them. I have like so many sets of these. These little magnetic, like if you don't have some of these and you need them, they are magnetic little clips that just clip around a page. I use these so much. I use other bookmarks occasionally, and then I use this, the strings. I have a bookmark. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. My brother is reading this and I'm letting him use the bookmark, but it clips onto the front cover, and then it has a ribbon tied to it where you can slide the ribbon wherever you like, but it stays as part of the book because it's clipped on to the front. Isn't that so cool? Anyways, I'm a bookmark person through and through. The next question is, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter / certain amount of pages? I can stop reading, but usually I stop at a chapter. It bothers me unless it's like a history book or something like that. I can't stop in the middle. I have to get to the end of the chapter. I can force myself, like in several books that I'm reading right now, I'm in the middle of a chapter, but usually I just don't. Do I eat or drink while reading? Usually no. Sometimes I'll have a cup of coffee, but usually no. Music or TV while reading? On occasion. I don't generally. There was an album I used to listen to all the time when I was little, and as I was reading the series of unfortunate events, I just played this on repeat over and over and over and over again. So now whenever I listen to that album, I think of a series of unfortunate events, and whenever I read a series of unfortunate events, I think of that album. It works with a different artist where I played Digimon on my DS while I was listening to the artist, and now whenever I listen to the artist, I think of playing Digimon. And I also think of Egypt history and Civil War history because it was the same time my mom listened to the artist a lot too. So I don't really listen to music that much when I read, just because I end up with such strong associations towards the reading, and like it's fun. Like I love reading the series of unfortunate events and remembering that album, but it's also a little disorienting, and I don't have that many albums to listen to associate to certain books and things. So usually no. And the TV, I just get distracted from reading, so I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. One book at a time or several at once? several at once. I am so guilty. Right now I'm reading a book on my phone. I'm reading 2 books on my Kindle. I'm reading 1 book when I go to bed. I'm reading, that one's on my Kindle. So I'm reading a fantasy book. I'm reading a history book. I'm reading a classic book. I'm reading another history book. And, I was counting them with a friend earlier and I got to 11, but that's only 8. So yeah, multiple at once. I've tried to read just one at a time and I can't do it. I never can. It's really funny. Reading at home or everywhere? Everywhere, absolutely. I read in the car. I read in the doctor's office. I try not to read when I'm around friends, but I always bring a book when I'm around friends, just in case. Reading out loud or silently in your head? This is actually really funny because I do both. In reading the Wheel of Time series, which I'm currently in the middle of, there are actually some scenes that I will read out loud because, and it's just the dialogue. I only read dialogue out loud because I want to hear these epic burns, these really awesome statements out loud. I want to hear them. But usually I read in my head. Although sometimes with classic novels, I'll do that too. I will read it out loud, like Middlemarch. I've read some of the dialogue out loud just because it's fun. And I like to be able to hear it sometimes because it helps me get more in the mind of what I'm reading. Question number 9 is, do you read ahead or even skip pages? I read ahead. I'm bad. I'm so bad at this. I don't usually skip pages. What I'll do is I will have a book and I'll be reading it. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Oh my gosh, this thing happened. I'm pacing because it's tense, because it's really tense. What's going on? And then I can't take it anymore. I have to find the end of the plot. I have to find the end of the plot, and where is it? And, oh my gosh. Oh, okay, there it is. Ooh, this scene's nice. Huh. And then I'll read 10 pages like that, and then I'll be like, oh, this is not where I am. But I count that as cheating, so I always go back to the end. There's been very few times when I have actually skipped, where I've just kind of skimmed the last 50 pages or the last 100 pages or whatever and actually counted it as qualifying. And those books, it's just I skimmed the last 50 pages and then I lost all of my interest in finishing it. So I was like, well, I guess I'm done then. But like big fantasy books, I will do this a lot with, and it doesn't deter me from finishing them. It just makes it easier for me to get through certain spots when I'm super stressed out or feeling anxious about it. So, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. Mass market paperbacks, I will break the spine. I try to keep all other books like new. I try to keep them like new, but just mass market paperbacks are pretty impossible, especially. It's pretty much impossible to not break the spine, especially with books like this. This thing is just, it's 1,400, no, this is 1,300 pages. So breaking the spine for this is essential, because if you don't break the spine, you can't open it and you can't see what's going on. I have the big size of this. This is my brother's copy. So break the spine for some books. And the last question, question 11, is, do you write in your books? The answer is no, I do not. I have a journal now that I've started keeping for when I come across quotes that I really like, and I'll write in that, but otherwise, no, I don't write in my books. I don't like it. I feel guilty doing it. I'm like, well, what if somebody else comes along? The only time when I will write in my book is when I come across something like there's certain language that I really don't like. I'll just color that out. That way if I read it again. And I lend books to a lot of people who don't read any language. They just don't. And so sometimes I'll cross words out for them. But other than that, no, absolutely not. I don't write in my books. I write in a journal on the side for when I want to take notes or write down thoughts. So anyways, those are the reading habits tags. Let me know some of your reading habits down below. I'm really interested. I think what I do is pretty abnormal, but I've never met anybody who reads the same way I do. So if you do, let me know in the comments. And if you don't, let me know how you do read down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you liked this video, and I will see see you guys in the foreseeable future. Let's hope. Because who knows what the future holds.